Hey, today I wanted to talk to you about AI, the race of AI, and maybe a little bit of a cautionary tale about when to adopt new technologies into your products. Let's get on with it. So nowadays we have seen AI mentioned in many places. Many companies are talking about how they are adopting AI, how AI is going to make their products so much better. But when it comes to many times how companies are talking about AI, they're talking about AI as being the solution in and on itself. But the reality is that products are the ones that have to be solving problems. AI is just basically a tool in their toolkit to solve problems, like they can use different programming languages, like they can use, for example, a very good support. Those are different tools that the different products can be using and putting them together to create solutions for those problems that the customers have. And one of the problems that I see now with AI is that AI is being sold as the solution on itself. And AI is never going to be the solution in and on itself unless it's really solving the real problem that users have. So now what we are seeing is there's a lot of products that they are advertising AI, but when customers or consumers see about this advertisement, they see that these companies or the products are adopting AI, they're a little bit like, or they test it and it's like really not there. And just the fact that you put AI, whatever form or AI you are using into your product, that doesn't mean that it's going to make it better. So we are a little bit also in the hype era of AI. Many companies, when you see their advertisement, when you see their marketing, they're just talking and boosting AI as much as they can, because that's how they are going to sell. This is maybe not how they are going to sell to their consumers, but for companies that are publicly listed, where the investors are actually looking into the marketing and where the positioning of that product is going, if they don't see AI, they must see that they are going to miss the train and that they are not going to be able to jump into the new technology that is going to solve everything and it's going to take your job as well. But that's the topic for another video. So now let's think a bit what is happening at this point. Think about what happened with cryptocurrencies around the 2020s, or what happened in the late 90s, early 2000s with all the development around the race of internet. That might be a little bit far for some people to relate to it, but when you think about what happened recently with cryptocurrencies, what happened? Many people started to say that cryptocurrencies, blockchain was the future. Every new database will have to adopt some kind of blockchain in order to be traceable, in order to be secure, in order to be decentralized. But the reality is that not all the products need that type of databases. The same as when internet started racing and you started to have a bunch of different type of websites doing different type of things, the reality is that probably 90% of those products that appear, probably the same happened with the cryptocurrencies, probably about 90% of them, they actually had little to no value. And I think that with AI, we are going to end up a little bit in the same situation that we're just creating AI tools just because AI and not because we are solving problems of the customers. I'm not saying that AI is not a great tool. It is a great and very powerful tool. And you can see it already in our daily lives being used all the time. We all use different types of recommendation systems that we are getting from different products like Google, like YouTube here, being recommended different videos. That's some kind of form of AI. It's true that nowadays people think that AI are those large language models. But that's just one aspect, one type of AI. Probably the latest one, the one that has or is getting now all the hype. So these assistants, this is what people are looking for when they are thinking about AI. What is your product going to provide as an assistant to make my life easier? Again, very great idea if you have a problem that you can solve for your customers. And one of the problems that happens when you start to talk about AI in everything is that people won't care about AI on everything. It is like different types of technologies. When you were talking about 4K in videos, or you were talking about, 5G or some other technology related to your mobile phones. At some point, it just doesn't matter anymore because everybody has caught up. So you have to understand that we are now in the hype of AI. We are now in the hype, especially of those large language models. And everybody wants to talk about them, and marketing wants to talk about them because it's the latest trend and it's going to make it much easier to be sold. But people also get tired of this type of talk from the different products. So you have to pay attention to how you're going to market and how you're going to talk about the solutions that you're bringing to your customers. And potentially, it is true that now AI is something that people want to hear about, maybe in some circles, but you have to understand to who you are talking. It might be that if you are talking with a CEO that is going to purchase your product for a large company, they might want to hear about your AI strategy, and they might want to hear how you are helping their people or the people in their organization to do a better job with your AI power tools, let's say. But if you're talking to the end user, you probably don't want to bring that message. You probably want to talk something else more on the lines of how you are actually helping solve those problems that they are going to be using your product for. And of course, if you're thinking about investors, if you're talking in your quarterly reports, of course, in those ones, the investors probably, most of them are going to care a lot about your AI strategy and if you are bringing AI or if you are researching AI for your products. So think about your audience, think about the realistic approach that you can take or use AI within your products to make them better, to get better results to your customers, to help them be more efficient, or to have a better experience. This is the way that you can actually leverage talking about AI, that you can actually get everybody to have a better experience with your products. So AI, again, it's a great tool and it's a great technology that's possibly going to help us a lot. It's probably going to remove some jobs and it's probably going to create some new jobs. And it may get all the jobs away and out of the way at some point in the future, but we're not there. Well, I'm not thinking too much about that at this point. So what do you think? Are you tired of hearing about AI? Do you think that AI is the best thing since sliced bread? Share with us in the comments below. If you like this video and want to hear more about how to work in tech companies and tech products, go check out some of these videos. I will see you in the next one, and remember, stay safe.